Well, nice win. We're excited about it, and I thought that our guys did a lot of things throughout the game that really were important factors. We talked a lot about handling their pressure. They like to make the game, kind of helter-skelter, and Donnie's done a great job with his team in that regard, and so I thought we handled the pressure without turning the ball over a lot. The other part of the game I thought that was important was our ability to keep them off the glass. I think at times their best offense is a missed shot, and they just miss it and go get it and score it. They've done it against everybody, and they didn't get a whole lot of second chance points tonight. They got a couple late, a couple when we went to our four-guard lineup, but I thought those two things. And then, obviously Ralston Turner was just spectacular, just absolutely spectacular tonight, and I'm proud of Ralston. It's a great 2 days for Ralston because at 1 o'clock tomorrow he'll walk through graduation. So he gets 33 points tonight and graduates from NC State tomorrow. So it's a heck of a 2 days for that young guy. So good win for our team.
Mark, over from the Knoxville News Center, what do you make of Tennessee right now?
Well, let me say this. If you go back to about April when Conzo left and the departure of all those players, and Donnie and his staff have kind of hodgepodged this together, best they could. I think that he's doing an unbelievable job. Not just good, but unbelievable. They're playing like us. I mean, we're not a great team, but they've come on the road. They've played a tough schedule. I think they're playing the way they have to play to give them a chance to win. There's no question about it. The pressing, the trapping, he's utilizing Josh Richardson. So I think he's just done a phenomenal job in a short amount of time, really, when it's put in a tough situation. And you got to kind of go back sometimes and remember when he got the job, I wasn't sure at one time. I kept watching the roster in the news. I didn't know if he'd have enough to have a team, for a while. About 5 guys, that's all he had. So he's doing a great job.
Ralston's 8 was the one from, he was about a foot off the logo.
Yeah.
So there's a part of you, I imagine, that cringes a little
Yes.
bit anytime you're looking to your right and the
Yes.
player takes a shot. But at the same time, the guy hit 7. So what's your reaction to that?
Well, I thought it was too far, but he was in that groove, and he was hunting it. He was hunting a shot. And so when you've got a good shooter that kind of gets in that zone, even if he would have missed it, it's probably still a fairly decent shot, for him, just because he was in such a great zone mentally. But I thought again, 8 threes tonight. That was awfully good.
Mark, after the game Sunday, you said that you really needed more from your bigs. Obviously, you got 53 from Trevor and Ralston today. But what did you think of them, especially Abu and Anya?
Better. We're getting better. And tonight was a different kind of game because of the way they defended. The way they zoned for 40 minutes. It's kind of a scramble zone. They're all over the floor, so sometimes it's difficult for those guys to get as many touches. I thought Malik was really good. And I've said this many times. He's just scratching the surface. He's just beginning. He's like a newborn out there, and he's just trying to learn how to walk, and he's just going. So the more minutes he gets, I think the more he's going to come along.
They had a 3 to cut it to 5, I think it was.
Yeah.
You called the timeout.
Yeah.
Did you set that play up for Abu, the basket that he scored? It was about 8 minutes.
No. I called the timeout because we had went to our zone. We were having difficult time stopping them with their dribble penetration. They had just got inside of us a couple, 2 or 3 times. They had their head down going to the rim, and I felt like the zone was slowed down. And they're not a great three-point shooting team, although they made a bunch tonight. I think they only averaged about 4 a game, and made those 4 in the first couple minutes. But we felt like the zone could help us, and then they hit 2 straight in the corner. And so I called the timeout just to get us out of the zone, get us organized defensively, and see if we could get back to stopping their dribble penetration in our man. I think the play, I'm trying to remember the play with Malik scored. Was that from Cat? Did Cat drive, I think? Yeah, right in the middle. Oh, yeah, right in the middle of the lane, yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah, it was a big play, very big. I'll tell you another thing that was important, a couple things tonight for us. I thought Cat's second half play was really good. He ends up with 8 assists, 1 turnover. He found guys, and then I thought Desmond was really important tonight. Desmond had some good quality minutes, defensively and offensively, that helped our team too. So those two guys stood out a little bit to me as well.
Coach, you mentioned Ralston being in the zone. You were in the zone at one point during your playing career where you hit 8 threes in a game. I guess, what do you remember from that game, and also what was your reaction to Ralston
Good memory.
hitting his eight?
It was twice, by the way. It wasn't once. I should get there right. You scored. Another one. No, I challenge Ralston and Trevor sometimes, but really Ralston. I just give him this one sometimes. It's 8. That's the number. You got to beat that one night. You got to beat 8. And he went right in the locker room, looked right at me, and said, "8 goes." Now, sometimes as a shooter, you just start feeling it. You feel that groove where, the rim starts to look bigger and you're hunting shots. He was in there tonight. He was hunting them. He was really aggressive looking for that. And I thought our guys did a great job, especially Cat, locating and finding him against their zone. And so, like I said, he was really good.
You know me, I'm remiss to bring up the negative, but fouling with the
No, not you. Come on, Joe.
fouling with the lead late, this seems to be a reoccurring.
Yeah, and how about fouling a 3-point shooter late in the game? Not real smart, no.
And Ralston actually says you actually sit there and tell them not to foul.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And Ralston's was a tough one on the drive. I think Ralston's one of those where you're actually trying to get out of the way and you end up putting your chest on a guy. That was a tough one. Cat's play just can't happen. That just cannot happen. And then we also had one, Caleb fouled the shooter there late across from their bench. And, there's so many little things like that we have to work on and get better at. I liked our foul shooting tonight, other than the little stretch there where Trevor missed a couple and Malik missed a couple. We made foul shots, which was important for our team. So there's always good and bad. That's definitely something that we got to get better at.
You talked a little bit about Malik's play and that you like what he's done. With you going with him and that kind of trusting him to be able to make that shot in those big moments, and also putting him in that 4-guard lineup, is he starting to separate himself a little bit and maybe carve out an even bigger chunk of playing time?
Well, he's got great potential. He's one of those guys that it's like a flower that's getting ready to blossom, but you got to get him in there so he can. And I think the more minutes he gets, he will. I do have confidence in his shot. He likes to shoot a little bit farther out sometimes than I like to, but he's made a couple. But anywhere in the paint, he's also strong. He's learning how to concentrate through contact. When he gets contact, to stay with the shot and finish it, which he did tonight. And then most young players, they jump up at this level. There's so many things happening on the defensive end of the floor that, just the more you play, the more you start to see different things and different screens and different guys you're guarding and how we should guard this or that. So he's beginning to get a little more comfortable there as well.
Coach, after Wofford, Tennessee, West Virginia, La Tech, and Cincinnati, it's a big stretch.
Yeah.
And how important were these games? What did the Wofford game accentuate that?
Yeah, they're all important. And, again, I've said it many times. You guys know it. I like playing good teams. I like playing a hard schedule. Sometimes on game day, my gut doesn't say that. I'm thinking, why did we schedule these guys? Let's schedule somebody terrible that, we can just beat. But it's what makes you better. Just like Saturday night, West Virginia's really good. That's going to be a great challenge for us. And then we come back and play La Tech. And I think I have this right. I think La Tech was tied with Syracuse with 2 seconds to go in the game, and Syracuse hit a little shot and beat them. But they were tied in the dome. And then Cincinnati's obviously very good. So, hey, it's who we like to play. We got a great schedule. And it starts, our next one up there in New York is going to be a handful for us.